I have, people know that I'm a firefighter. I don't say what city it's for. There is possibly a push at some point for us to be vaccinated or lose your job. As of right now, I've had meetings, Zoom meetings with lawyers and people involved in this on our side of it, I would say. The thing that's standing between the city government mandating that we all get vaccinated is the Republican Attorney General and the Republican, squishy at that, I'll admit, the Republican governor of this state. So I'm done saying both parties are the same because they're not. And, I've often, people hear me say that neither left nor right thing is silly at this point, but both parties are not the same. To paint, the Republicans are just blood-soaked monsters and they're just warmongers. It's not 2008. It's not 2012. The thing that's keeping me able to choose whether I get vaccinated or not is the AG of Texas and the governor of Texas, his executive order. It's got apparently enough teeth to frighten the city from going to war with this because they're afraid they will lose.
Right. And that's what one of the go-to libertarian talking points, when someone tweets something from Australia or something like that, right? It's like, oh, well, it's because the Aussies gave up the guns is why they're in concentration camps. Yeah. And I think, no, it's really not, because again, you had plenty of areas in the U.S. that were locked down harshly. People put out of work, businesses destroyed with armed Americans that didn't stand up. It's this romantic idea that, oh, well, they're just going to push us too far, and that the American remnant is going to. No, there's institutions of power, political institutions that check these sort of things, and we've seen in the past. I mean, the federal government will get away with whatever they can get away with, and ultimately, again, elections really do have consequences in this regard, and that is something we have to take very seriously. And the problem is that there's a lot of libertarians that they view libertarianism, I think, fundamentally as it's kind of its own, and understandably so. I don't mean this dismissively or trying to take a hot shot, but their libertarianism is kind of its own view of critical theory.
Yes,
and so that to their perspective, what makes libertarianism valuable is providing an additional lens to understanding injustice in history. And then there's a lot of validity to that ask. You have Rothbard's liberty versus power sort of a lens that he does with his American historical analysis. Ralph Raico and kind of look at the kind of liberal class theory and all that sort of stuff. Hoppe has written about it. It's all great things, but it has to be more than that. It has to be a way of more than just trying to deduce all the injustice back down to the state level. Often, since a lot of people that push for that kind of use it as a way for promoting some sort of egalitarian narratives anyway. Ultimately, there is something to be said about imperfect but substantial power being checks against larger structures.